Hi Des, guess what time of the bi-monthly it is? Loot Crate! Well, Legendary Crate. So yeah, I came home from work, and this was up against the side of my door. It was weird. Last time they put it in my door, so I have my primary door and then a screen door. The last time they put it in between the two. This time they just laid it up against the wall that was beside the door. So, anyways, we will see how this goes. I am using the Swiss card knife, so not part of the Loot Crate. So yeah, let's see how this goes. And we have, first off, we have George from Halo Reach. Quite promising this is. And we have our Spartan memo folder. This is to Sword Base, which is part of the Halo Reach game. And it looks like, attention, I'm really bad with names, but Commander Varag Adam. So Adam Varag. Anywho, I will definitely read this later. It's a memo for part of the Reach game. And here is a description of, I believe this was Space to Ground Missile Targeter. So yeah, this is Forward Observer Module. Basically, you go out with one of these and be able to target what point you wanted to have bombarded. Which was really great for firefights, except when you shot your ally and you needed to run very quickly. So first thing I can see is a Hunter minifigure. And we'll get my knife back out. So it's interesting because I have the Arbiter there, and I have a Hunter. If we keep this up, I will have the Covenant and no Spartans. Somebody tells me they'll probably put a Spartan in there sometime. So, we have, that's good. We have twist ties. Yeah, I kind of needed this after work. I had a long day. Kind of nervous day at the beginning. I was getting all anxious over having to deal with people since I'm really not good with dealing with people, especially people who don't want to work. So yeah, this was a good after work surprise. First off, I should point out the kind of irony of a hunter missing his arm. Funny enough, hunters are not a single being or a single organism. They are in fact a hive mind organism. What it is a they basically kind of swarm together, and whenever they get too large for a single being, they will split off into pairs, and that's why you almost always see hunters in pairs with each other, because they were the previously it was just one hunter of the two, and now there's two of them. Alright, bigger one, littler one, that way you get the arm on straight. It's kind of cool. Okay, let's see here. See what it tells me. Probably need to. Probably missing something here. No, I'm not missing anything. Ah, that's why. I was missing perspective. That's what I was missing. I wonder. This is the same type of ground. I wonder if it makes like a set. I'll check that out here in a minute. First, though, back to assembling him. Don't think it really matters. Oh, wait, yes it does. They have little slots in here to tell you which side is which. Alright, so I got that piece on. Got this piece on. So, funny enough, since the last crate, I actually finished Halo 5. I was kind of sad about the ending. You know, it wasn't really what I was. It was a good ending, but it was to me kind of sad because one of the characters who we've known and loved for so long is kind of a bad guy now, so it's a little sad. I hope 343 can get it working out well again for the next one. But we'll just have to, I guess, wait and see. You know, it's funny, they designed this thing to be supposedly super easy to put together, and somehow I messed it up. Yeah, okay, alright. I cannot make the excuse that, no one can make the excuse that I'm not following the directions. Why? Because I never found the directions. And the directions were not in the box. Alright. So, wait, what? Okay. That's weird. Huh. It's not a defective model, it just doesn't have one of the studs. It's kind of funny. So, I think this was designed, like this platform may have been designed for a different character because it has two studs here. Unless, yeah, either one works. So it looks like they designed it so you could orient the hunter in either direction. This one looks like the more stable of the two, I think, maybe. So yeah, here's a hunter. Like I said, I'm going to check from last time with the Arbiter. Let's see if they line up somehow. Just move the crate off for a second. And it looks like they do line up. So the platforms aren't exactly the same. I can definitely tell that there's similarities basically in how they meshed it. So like these two rocks are the same, these foregrounds are the same, but it's like the details on it. So like this piece right here obviously isn't on this one. There's a rock that you could add to this one that you can't have here. But I like how they match up. So if we keep this up, we'll eventually have like a ring of covenant, which is funny because a lot of times you think of covenants as being a agreement, and rings are sometimes described as agreements. So I'll need to find a way to make it look like they're charging. Yeah, I need to find a way to put that on my set back here so it looks like they're charging toward the camera. It's going to be kind of odd if they do a circle. Are all of them going to be facing this way, or are they going to be having multiple options? Like this one had a multiple option, so it'll be interesting. Though I think I should probably keep going, otherwise this video will be 10 times longer than what YouTube would like it to be. We'll open the shirt since that's an important piece of every loot crate. Creative creature. Okay. Greetings from Reach. Story. Stay classy. Oh dear. A slight bit of humor there. I think this one actually might be a little larger than last time, which might not be a bad thing because last shirt I'm wearing right now is from the last loot crate. Yeah, it's a little larger. See, I can move around there a little easier, I think. And his length is also longer. Alright. Interesting. There's another clothy item in here. Glasses los. Oh yeah, I still have the hat up there. And glasses los. Okay then. Okay, so this is going to be a meal. It's basically an apron of, I don't remember his number, but it was Spartan Emil, who is also on the Reach team. So this is George over there, and this is Emil. Funny enough, that lines up a little too well. Wow, that actually lines up really well. So when I say line up, I mean like if I put where his helmet would be as my head, the everything down almost lines up. That's kind of funny. I think they designed that to be worn by someone around my size, so that's rather interesting. And now I guess I have an excuse to cook with an apron. So on this one we have another pen. I don't remember what this one stood for. I'm wanting to say in Firefight you would get this pen if you did an aerial strike, but I'm not going to swear to that, mostly because I don't swear. But for 2, it's been a little too long since I played a Reach and knew the Firefight information. Anyways, another cool pen, blue pen, which is nice. Probably need to start kind of doing like what we did with the Pokemon badges and setting each pen in order. So put that one over here. Oh, what to open next? What to open next? How to open next? Okay, I got it. So, it's basically an Oni thermos, but the hilarious part is it has Halsey written on it. And Halsey was the person who created the Spartan 2s. She kidnapped all of the kids who were in the Spartan 2 program and put them through the augmentations. What I find funny, though, is she has touch and you'll lose an arm. And it's printed on there, but it's printed on there in such a way that it looks like someone took a Sharpie and wrote that on there. So yeah, that matches her character because, well, for one, spoilers to anyone who hasn't played Halo 4, the Spartan Ops, or noticed it in Halo 5, she's missing an arm. So that makes, funny enough, that makes sense. Okay, so now we have the final bit, which is the poster. And the poster has June, or is it Jean, and Emil on it. So, funny enough, even though Emil was the super aggressive guy, I actually liked Emil. He was a more aggressive person on the team. He was also kind of like that almost silent guy, except he wasn't silent. So, okay. So on the back of this one, which is what I should have read in order to be able to be more in order to be more knowledgeable, is that the right word? On the different things. So over here, the reason why this looks so familiar is this is Noble Team's pin. So if I wanted to make a Noble 6 cosplay, I need to put that somewhere on the Mjolnir armor. I did get the Hunter on there properly. Emil's call sign, or not call sign, number was A239, meaning he was in Spartan 3A program. With the Spartan 3s, they had 3 different programs for the Spartan 3s. There was A, or Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. Each one had about 300 participants. Well, 300 who passed as participants. Stay classy t-shirt. Too soon? Eh. Sometimes you have to laugh to stop crying. That is quite true, actually. Reap this reminder of Covenant Fleet glassing reach to motivate you to your many battles. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Please. Alright, so yeah, overall, another good crate. Oh, wow. So, the last thing which I said earlier was the packet and plastic. So yeah, the packet had the information on the drop file for the H165 forward observer module, which, like I said, you point that and you pull the trigger and an aerial strike comes down for you. So yeah, another good crate. I do like the fact that they're matching up the figures so that you can you can put them together. I really like that. It also means I could turn the hunter around and have a mock little battle between the two. Let's see here. I also remember this was one of my favorite weapons in Halo Reach, at least for firefight, where I turned off ammo limits. Because whenever I was recovering from my first broken foot, I remember playing Reach for hours. I think I played 4 hours on one firefight match with, I turned on the infinite life, infinite health thing. So yeah, I was cheating. But I was just trying to have fun because, well, I had a broken foot and didn't have a whole lot else to do. But I remember a few times whenever I did that, I also turned on infinite ammo, and I would turn it on for because it was turned on, I would be able to use that specific gun, which targeted for missiles. And because I also had infinite health, I could walk through it and not feel any damage. Now, saying that, you know, the character, in the game they made it so that the character would have a ringing in their ear, so you'd hear ringing instead of being able to hear the fight going on. But it was still kind of interesting. By kind of, I mean very. So yeah, it brings back some nice memories. I'll probably need to fire up the Xbox again and play a little Halo at some point in the near future, because playing through the original trilogy again probably, and then probably just playing a lot of Reach, because I remember Reach is probably one of my favorites, mostly because the multiplayer, this is before the multiplayer went fully online. You could have online features, but it did, like all the other ones. But it included firefights from ODST, and it basically allows you to just have fun shooting enemies without really having to worry much about the story. The story is real nice. But since it was a local multiplayer, you could also not have to worry about the internet to play together. So yeah, overall, another excellent little crate, and like I said in the last crate, every one of these boxes can be taken apart to reveal a full image. And as I was pointing out earlier, and then pointing out again now, this is George. George was basically the muscle of the team, and probably the guy who had the most heart, which is funny because on the team, he was only Spartan 2, and Spartan 2s are usually not considered very social people. George is the exception. George was George was the muscle and the heart, which is funny because the heart is a muscle. So even if by saying he's the heart of the team, he's also the muscle of the team. But anyways, so yeah, another good crate. Very much worth it. So let's see, is there anything else? So that's empty. I'm going to check just to be sure. Aha! did miss it. I missed the tag to tell you to remove this before using this weapon, because otherwise nothing happens. Okay. That's kind of funny. So they have a point at enemies in a large open area. Stand clear of blast radius. Do not fire indoors, because nothing's going to happen to the inside of the building. Everything's going to happen to the out. And do not discard once ordnance is expended. So we don't want the enemy to be able to use this, which is kind of hilarious, because every Spartan who has been in the game misses that last rule. They always throw their weapons down after they're expendable, or after they've expended the ammunition, including when the ammunition is a tactical missile launch system. Yeah, I find it funny because the Spartan laser is the same way. I don't really want the Covenant to get a hold of that because of just how powerful it is, but anytime it's in the game, your character always throws it down after they're done with it because it's useless at that point. So yeah, overall, a good crate. I'll turn these guys around. I don't know if you can see them, but I'll turn them around so it's a little more conducive to the camera. That's interesting. Alright, well, I love you guys, and again, thank you. It's quite nice to come home to this, especially after today. Today was kind of rough. We were finishing up month end, and I also had to deal with employees under a different person's crew who don't really like working. So, again, a good crate. Thank you guys. Love you. Bye.